Okay, here we are, 6 years on the Primal diet. This is a shorter, more concise video. I'm going to have a little bit more of an in-depth video on my Patreon, I think. But anyway, here it is. So these are some changes I've noticed, some things I've been doing over the past year, the past 6 years since my 5-year update. And so, you know, tinnitus has been a little better. Like right now I'm outside, I hear the birds, I hear the wind in the trees, some cars, I don't hear any ringing. This is an improvement, but it's very slow in healing. You know, I thought that there would be greater healing with my all fish diet. You know, in the last year, I think it helped reduce the severity and the sensitivity, but it's still there. So, you know, I had to switch back to beef because I was getting anemic. And you might hear me yawn. Like right now. Anemic, I don't know what's the proper term to use, but basically was just deficient in red blood cells a little bit. Not too bad. I did make up for these energy changes, especially when I was working outside, is more carrot juice. I'm also starting to train again and be physically active. So the carrot juice is something I will drink, especially on those days. I'm putting 40% of carrot juice in my vegetable juice. So I'm doing like 60-40 celery carrot. And this is to give you more quick energy, a little more carbohydrates. I found it a great benefit. It's also good if you did like a hydration formula, that would be okay as well. But like tomatoes aren't really in season. So I kind of like to do that, especially when I'm working at the farmer's market over the summer. You know, I get that stuff for free, so that's pretty killer. Yeah, so things on the diet, like bone marrow, okay, my fat consumption is mostly bone marrow. It's not butter, because I've done the math, and for me, where I am, it's cheaper for me to buy the bone marrow at the butcher. It's like $6 a pound with the bone and everything, but even still with that, it's you know, it's cheaper, and I think it's better too for healing. Bone marrow is more healing. Remember, we don't digest 30% of the butter, which can be a good thing because it can help bind some of the other toxins, you know, with the stuff that's not being used. So but I'm also not a fan of lube formulas. Like, I stay away from the fruit, the lemon, even with all that fat. I don't really want to take any chances with my teeth. My teeth are fine. You know, like, there's still a little bit of wear down to the dentin. My dentist, when I saw him years ago and it started, he said he wouldn't call it like decay or like a cavity, you know, but he said he sees it in people who had braces. So like if you had braces, that line along your gums is already going to be weaker where the tooth is. So it is what it is. I've talked to someone who was on the diet for 20 years and he had this problem. It went away. He was doing the diet 100%. You know, Aujana said he didn't see it in anybody over 30 because he just didn't. Who knows how well those people were doing the diet, how much they were doing the diet. So, you know, and even I've heard in Q&As or a workshop where he said he saw someone, a lady who was doing the diet 80%, and she had more progress than some people who were on the diet 100%. So it's like me, like I'm doing the diet 100%, right? I'm doing all primal foods. I'm following the eating schedule somewhat. Could my progress be better? Sure. If I had things like coconut cream, if I had more butter, you know, if you know, I did hot baths every day, yeah, sure, your progress is going to be better. So, you know, there's things that you can do. You know, don't just think because you're eating a certain way that it's going to give you the most progress. Like, there's things that you probably may never even know or figure out because Aujana only knew them and he never got those details down. But like I said, like, don't, you know, you can't worry about that. You just got to do the best you can. I'm doing the best I can. I feel pretty good. I've been keeping up with, you know, my strength. It's pretty surprising because I don't work out like I used to. Like I said, I'm starting to train again. I had some guys at the gym, some friends who were over there, and I decided to go over there, hang out a little bit. And I was, you know, benching 190, which is pretty good considering I stopped benching in 2019, 2018. I was hitting 180, 185. and I haven't done any benching since then. I'm hitting more than I was, and that was almost like not a max, but I would do like only 5 reps. I was doing like 8, 10 of the 190. So, you know, like I've maybe gained a little bit of strength just from being on the diet. Another thing I've noticed about this too is I would do handstand push-ups, and I used to do 10, 20 when I was 150, but I'm like 188 now, and I can still do, you know, 5. So I think that might constitute for at least a retention of my total strength. I also hit a 4-foot standing vertical in dress shoes and slacks. So, you know, that's pretty good, especially since I'm, you know, inside of the office in the winter, and then I go back out for property management in the spring for the summer and the fall. So, you know, doing that labor stuff is good. It keeps me active, but I really notice it when I have to sit most of the day. So I like to, so if I can get out and walk a little bit, I try to do that, which I'm doing now. So, you know, like I said, yeah, I could be eating more fat, but, you know, I'm doing the fat with the meat meals, lots of eggs through the day, and cheese, as well as, you know, a milkshake at night if I'm feeling it. Sometimes I don't feel it because the cream can be a little detoxifying, particularly in the intestinal area for some reason. I've just noticed a little bit in talking with some other folks. So if I don't feel like dealing with that, I won't do it, or I might not use as much cream, but I try to get at least 3 or 4 milkshakes in a week, and I make like a good, you know, 3 cups of a milkshake. It's a big one at the end of the night. So, you know, that's something I do. Doing the vegetable juice. Like these past 2 weeks, I've been doing the eating schedules, which, like I said, doing the diet and getting your progress in. Yeah, it's like I'm eating all the primal foods, but I'm not doing the general recommended eating schedule. Like the, what is it? Like instead of doing stages of things like vegetable juice and meat, usually I was just doing eggs and cheese through most of the day. And then I get home and I'd have some vegetable juice, and then I'd wait, I have my meat meal, and then I'd have just eggs and cheese throughout all that, and then I would have a milkshake at bed. And I'd drink a little milk throughout the day when I could, you know, spacing it with the vegetable juice. I'm obviously spacing things, and the timings is important, but, you know, and I felt pretty okay there. I'd eat a bigger meat meal, you know, at night, 3/4 of a pound to a pound instead of half a pound twice a day. I don't really notice too big of a difference yet, but we'll see. You know, like I tried the fish with the tinnitus, and it's helped the severity. Like I said, I don't know, maybe beef. I've heard something about Audrina say something beef and butter is good for the eyes and the ears for some reason. And I'm not sure if he was talking about hearing or just in general, like that area. So maybe if I stay on the beef, it will help the tinnitus. You know, we'll see. I'm open to anything. I don't know how long it's going to take to heal. Definitely not as severe. Probably my biggest like challenge or goal for health is getting rid of that, because it's not fun. And you know, if you have your hearing, definitely take care of it. Get some ear protection, like some good over ear muffs if you go to concerts and stuff, or if, you know, you're at the firing range, whatever. So that's my advice there. I've noticed a lot of my sports injuries are better. I went to a sparring the other week, and it was pretty good. I clashed knees, which was it hurt. The day after, it was a little sore, but I got better pretty quick, especially the day after the hot bath, you know. So for recovery and stuff, like, it's really great. I can say that because I've experienced it. You know, I used to have a lot of clicking and pain in my wrist here. It's pretty much all gone, you know, and I think it might have been scar tissue because I used to do a lot of cold therapy for it, a lot of ice water for that wrist. So that probably slowed me down there, but it's better now. And what else? Well, I tried coconut cream for the first time this year from Healthfully Farm, which I recommend everybody should go sign up and support. I know they've got an Amish farmer there now who they source raw butter for, or through. So if you were ordering from them and you weren't getting enough raw butter, they have some available now. They should have more. So that's like I said, that's a great place, and they do everything perfect. Their cream's a pretty good deal, I will say that. And if you order in the glass jars, you get the glass, you get another glass jar. You know, I want to collect enough glass jars so I can give glass jars to my milk guy here in town, and I can get all my milk in glass all the time. Then I don't have to worry about switching it. So that'd be kind of nice when I make that collection. But anyway, yeah, Healthfully Farm is great if you're looking for some more butter. You know, I did start a cheese thing, and that's full until spring. And really, it's at a point where I'm probably not going to take random inquiries. It's probably, I just have to like know you. So as of now, it's like closed, just FYI. Thanks to everybody who signed up and is supporting the farmer. It's really great. He appreciates it. And I don't make any money from that. I just work to set up a source so people can have a reliable cheese source that's cheap and affordable, so they can, you know, do the diet. And I don't really need to make any money from that. Just setting that up so I can have cheese is really, you know, the driving point there. So, but yeah, the coconut cream was great. I noticed when I first had it that it's like when you have something for the first time, like something, you really feel it. You feel it more than anything else. Because like if you keep having something, it doesn't feel like quite that first time. And that's the way it was with coconut cream for me. There's special water-soluble fats in the coconut cream. And, you know, those I was missing, and that was great. Little detoxifying at first. But yeah, it really helped. I went through some hard detoxes this year. Probably the worst intestinal detox, which I made a report about. I had several cases of what was like meningitis almost. I don't know if I'd call it that exactly, but it was just the most insane headache I've ever had, and some other symptoms going along with that. So, you know, the hot baths really came in clutch. During the intestinal detox, I thought it was interesting. The vegetable juice was really nice. I made like a cold vegetable broth, you know, with some tomatoes, some celery, a little carrot. I think there might have been a little bit of onion because I just used some juice from my sweet salsa, which had onion in it, and it just it really helped. And then just eating like little bits of cucumber and tomato and just sipping on cream. I was pretty worried because I didn't have an appetite. The eggs weren't doing anything. I was out of cheese, which really made it bad. And because my shipment got lost, so I was like a week behind. And yeah, but I got through it. It was okay, but it was I definitely felt a lot better afterwards. So, you know, that detoxes are still going to be hard. Certain things you can do and try to you know, remedy that. And I might have a little bit more insight on that in the Patreon. Not that the answers aren't out there, but this is just, you know, a deep dive. So, you know, I'm in the Primal diet, you know, for the foreseeable future. I'm feeling pretty good. I haven't done any weight cuts really this year yet. I'll probably wait until the spring or the summer. Sometimes I'll lose like a few pounds here and there and then get them back. But, you know, I don't think it's really great to lose all the weight at once in case you go into a detox. You're going to wish you had that fat. So, and of course, if you do go into detox, you might lose 10 pounds in a week. So that's another thing that can naturally lose weight for you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. One suggestion I've done, or you might want to do if you've been on the diet for a few years, is switch from fresh milk to fermented milk most of the time. So the only times I have fresh milk are when I pick it up, and I don't refrigerate it anymore. I just keep it in glass on the counter. I might put a half gallon in the fridge because I'll use that for the milkshake. Because my cream is cold, I don't like to to mix the like kefir within the milkshake. I like a milkshake, not a kefir shake. So I'll keep some milk, like half a gallon back, because then I do use half of that half gallon to drink in the tub and then add to the tub on my fill up, another 2 cups. So but yeah, the rest of my milk is fermented, and that's been really great for me. It's digested more easier, there's more minerals, there's less carbohydrates or sugar, like, so that can be a good thing, because you might not need it as much. It's a good adjustment to make and try if you've been on the diet for a few years, much like the carrot and the celery juice. So I've been doing that, and that's been pretty great. I actually have more of a taste for it now than just like regular milk. Now tastes kind of sweet to me. It's good, but it tastes sweet to me. I really like the fermented milk. I'm looking forward to experimenting and juicing more with rhubarb this summer, as well as some other things, you know, cilantro and parsley. Because I want to cut back on the fruit and even the berries, I might need to offload some of the mercury detoxification to the cilantro as opposed to the berries. So I got like 60-70 moldy berries I made that I want to eat. Just a matter of finding the time to do that. I ate a really moldy berry, and that would have been set off my intestinal detox, because a lot of that metals, like, they store in there. So we'll see. I mean, that was like 4 or 5 days just out, going to the bathroom every 15 minutes, like ridiculous. So obviously, like, you can't really afford to do that all the time. A lot of people can't. You gotta work, you know. So diet's expensive. So that's kind of where I'm at. And as far as other things, announcements, stay tuned for that. Make sure you are signed up for primaldiet.net. The forums there are a great place to connect with people. It's growing every day, and there's still a lot of people on there who knew Augenists that are there lurking. So if you're looking for them, that's where you can probably find them, if you want to. So I know that it's not easy to do the diet, and it requires a certain discipline, motivation. So make sure you have your motivation. And you know, the diet's not for everybody. You know, some people don't like to do it 100%. They like the social stuff. That's okay too. I mean, I guess if it's really what you want to do, what you need, like for me, I think it's best to do it all the time, as much as you can. For me, it's 100%. So even if I'm not able to do the general recommended eating schedules every day, you know, I'm doing the best I can. You know, for instance, like, oh yeah, I forgot to juice. I was too lazy to juice. You know, I'm at that point where I can go a few days a week without having juice every day, because I don't get that acidic. But when you're first starting out, or shortly after that, it can be quite helpful, quite essential, as I talked about. So I don't know if I'm actually going to make that longer video for Patreon, but maybe I will. If I don't, I don't. But if you're on there and I do, it's there. And if you want to sign up, you support the content, that's appreciated. And let me know if you have comments or questions for new video topics, things you want me to explore or talk about, or things from this video. So that's all. Take care.